It has been ages since Basic Instinct hit theaters, a massive success that paved the way for a wave of erotic thrillers in the 90s. While films like Fatal Attraction, Body Heat, and Single White Female certainly made waves globally, none quite captured the same lightning in a bottle as Paul Verhoeven's masterpiece. As the new millennium ushered in the era of superheroes, massive franchises, and the rise of streaming, the erotic thriller essentially became a forgotten genre. So when The Housemaid premiered on December 19th alongside James Cameron's Avatar: Fire and Ash, expectations were low. Many industry analysts feared that modern audiences simply wouldn't show up to theaters for an erotic thriller anymore. The only real draw was the alluring Sydney Sweeney. However, the narrative shifted rapidly after its release. Produced on a modest $45 million budget, the film stunned everyone by grossing over $300 million worldwide, breathing new life into a long-dormant genre. Directed by Paul Feig and based on Freida McFadden's smash hit novel of the same name, the film marks a departure for the director. Feig is primarily known for comedies and spy spoofs, but here he dives headfirst into the world of erotic tension. While the film boasts all the necessary ingredients, intimate scenes, and unexpected twists, it doesn't quite reach its full potential. It's certainly an entertaining ride, but coming from the director of Spy and Bridesmaids, one might have hoped for a bit more flair. The story centers on Millie, Sydney Sweeney, a young woman on probation who is desperate to land a steady job to avoid heading back to prison. She catches a break when Nina Winchester, Amanda Seyfried, a seemingly happy socialite in a massive Long Island estate, hires her as a live-in maid to help look after her daughter and keep the house in order. At first, Millie feels like she's hit the jackpot, but the illusion shatters the very next morning. The tension kicks off when Nina has a total meltdown over a missing handwritten note, a crisis only her husband Andrew can soothe. Things get messy as Nina enters a psychological tug-of-war with Millie, fueled largely by Andrew's growing and inappropriate interest in the new maid. As the rivalry between the two women reaches a fever pitch, Millie begins to uncover the dark reality hidden behind the Winchesters' fairy tale facade. Drawing on his experience with thrillers like A Simple Favor, Feig delivers the story's big reveals with mixed results. Some twists are genuine shockers, while others are so predictable they're almost funny. However, Rebecca Sonnenshine's screenplay deserves credit for how it uses class dynamics to drive the characters' desperate choices. While 90s thrillers were famous for their slow burn, The Housemaid cranks the volume from the start. Nina's outbursts, smashing plates, and screaming fits are so over the top that the audience screams at the screen for Millie to just quit. However, Millie is trapped. Her parole officer has made it clear that losing this job means going back to a cell. While that logic feels a bit flimsy and forced by real-world legal standards, it works within the film's melodramatic universe, where logic often takes a back seat to thrills. Feig has always been great at directing female leads, and here he gives Sweeney and Seyfried a stage to showcase an ever-shifting dynamic. What starts as a modern class struggle with a condescending Nina reminding Millie of her place evolves into something much more complex. Sweeney plays the good girl with a subtle ambiguity that keeps the audience guessing if she's truly a victim or a master manipulator. The first half plays out like a straightforward drama, where Amanda Seyfried absolutely steals the show. By the time the third act pivots into a different gear, it's a welcome shift, though it leaves you wishing the script had been a bit sharper from the beginning. Performance-wise, Seyfried is the film's powerhouse. She pushes Nina's erratic behavior to a level that feels almost like a horror movie, blending cruel laughter, tearful outbursts, and cold fury with ease. Beside her, the rest of the cast often feels overshadowed. Sweeney spends much of the film feeling a bit muted, almost as if she's acting in her sleep, though she predictably delivers in the more intimate scenes, only to finally come alive during the climax. Meanwhile, Brandon Sklenor's Andrew stands out as the film's weakest link. Ultimately, Paul Feig's The Housemaid is a fun popcorn flick thriller. Some elements are undeniably exaggerated, but that over-the-top nature is its greatest strength. Behind the layer of thrills and steaminess, the director has a specific message to deliver, one that perhaps required this level of cinematic flair. As for what that message is, you'll just have to watch the mystery unfold for yourself.